Hey, how you doing there? My name is Jarrell, aka J Real, and I'm here reporting for Level 1 News. Now, I'm here doing a review on Project Cars 2, which is Bandai's second racing game, and they have a new engine that they call a Live Track 3.0 engine, which actually takes real race weather and real track events and puts them into the game. So as you're connected online, if a race during that weekend would have rain, it starts to rain during the day. So that's pretty cool. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you about is the menu. The menu, when you get on there, is beautiful. Everything is done pretty well. The background is nice. As you go through the first time, it explains what everything is, which is slightly annoying, but it's still not bad. Everything is beautiful in color and big, and the layout of the menu is very well done. It also displays the different types of modes very well, which, they go from career to a single race to a race event to where you can make a live race event with your friends, put it online and race other people during that time. Or you could even just race other people in single races. And like there's a practice mode, I guess, kind of sort of, where you can take any car on any track that you want to and drive it around as much as you want. The online connectivity is a big thing with it, because while you're online during your career, even during regular times, you can see who did the best track lap in the world and what car they did it in. And that's pretty cool. Now, of course, since it's a racing game, we all know that racing games are all about cars. Now, the amount of cars in this game, massive. About 160 different cars. And they range from BMW to Ferrari to Toyota to Cadillac. There's Lamborghinis in there. There's Lotuses in there. There's even little go-karts, which is great. So that happens to happen, and since they have a massive amount of cars, they have a lot of different types of racing, which, from the Formula One, like I said, to the go-karts, to the Formula R, to the Road A, to the tuners cars, to the Road E cars, to the old school vintage cars, to the vintage Formula cars. So they have all of these different racing types where you can do these things, and that's great. And like I said, along with these massive amounts of cars, they have to have massive amounts of racing types. Since you have so many racing types, they have a lot of racing tracks. Then I think it's beyond 60 or 70 different racing tracks. Massive. And they have ones from like Le Mans to the Nürburgring, and even Le Mans has a kart track where if you use the go-kart, it's a certain track where you could go around it, and that's pretty cool. Is like I said, the Nürburgring is great and it's massive, and that's one of the most popular racing tracks in the world. So they have that. Now, when you race all these things, like I said, for the most part, you'll be racing against a computer, especially if you do your career mode, which is done very, very well, by the way. You get to start from the bottom. You pick the type of race you want to do. You work your way up, and it works pretty well. The AI in this game sometimes cannot be forgiving. You turn it to a good amount, like you can, there's a slider for it. The higher you get it, the more aggressive they become, the more lifelike they become. They'll draft. The computer will draft you, which is getting behind an opponent, and saying that to get the extra speed, a computer will cut you off. They'll take the inside. They'll do riskier moves. They'll even set up their car differently than what the default computer would do if you put it on a lower mode. If you put it on a lower difficulty, they just go around the track. they honestly just go around the track. They're really good at not making mistakes. So it's up to you. See how good you can be with that. Now, the tuning customizations, like I said, since so many different cars, every one of them feels so different, which is a great thing. Now, since that happens, you have to tune each car properly, change the gear ratio, change the brakes and how everything works. Like, just change it so you can feel better as you're driving. And even a same car on a different track, you have to do it. So every car, you can't just have one setup. You have, sometimes you have to have a setup for that track. And even because of the way this live track engine works, the weather is very dynamic and it works. It actually makes things more difficult. So because let's say it's raining that weekend, or it's raining in that qualifying round, you may have to change your tuning, even though you have one. You may have to change your tuning customization, your tuning options, even though you have one set up for that particular track, because the rain will affect you that much. And I've been in races where I've raced a couple laps, and then the rain came during the race, and that was kind of rough. But that's what I think. I think the weather's really good. They did a really good job with that. The graphics, and in terms of the weather and the graphics are really well done. They're pretty good. I think they're just a little bit below Forza, but they could do it. It just needs to be a little bit more polished, just a little bit better. Other than that, I think it's really great. Now, that's all the good things about it. Talk about a lot of good things. There are a lot of good things. My little gripes with this game. The lack of customization to the car itself. Yeah, you could customize the tuning and you could change the gear ratios and the brake dampening and when the clutch activates and things of that nature. Yeah, you could do that, but I can't change the engine. I can't add supercharger. I can't change the height of my car, change my rims, add a fender or add a bumper to it or add a body kit. I can't do that. So these cars, to me, end up feeling like I borrowed somebody's car and I'm tuning it to the way I would want it to feel. But it's not my car, it's a rental car, you know. This may not be for everybody, is it's too realistic. The good thing about Forza is Forza switches between realism and arcade style, and you can do that. That you can change it so it feels more realistic and feels more arcadey if you want it that way. So it appeals to a wider mass. While this game is really realistic, the hardcore racing gamers will like it. They'll love it. And they'll even be frustrated with it. I'm frustrated. So I'm like, the regular people are going to be frustrated. The regular people who are just looking to race take a race car game and be frustrated. My other little gripe about the thing, in terms of the graphics, is that there's no damage. I crash through a wall at full speed, nothing happens to my car. Nothing. It's just one of those things that it's like, oh, come on. I would just, can I at least turn it off or turn it on? But no, there's nothing. It's a really great game though. So overall, those are my little things. You know, the lack of customization, the fact that it's a little too realistic. Or I wish there was a way to make it so that it can be more arcadey, or a little appeal to everybody. Also, there's like I said, just the fact there's no real damage. Those are my three little things. Forza, I think, has those things down packed. There's the things Forza could learn from this, like the amount of tracks, the amount of cars, the different racing types, is amazing. Even the AI, I think, in Forza could be a little bit better like this. So I think Forza could learn from this, and this could definitely learn from Forza. And this being only the second game in this series, I think they'll do a better job later on. And I feel like even if you want a racing game right now, if you want something besides Forza, then get this. This is definitely something that I would buy it. It's really good. And I just think that it's almost to the top, but it's not quite. It's not quite there. Those little things, they need to tweak it and just make it a little bit better. So with that being said, my name is Jarrell, aka J Real, reporting for Level 1 News, and I'm out.